Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 386. I am Brendan. UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Curtis, numero dos. All right, we're going to talk about this fight, go through round by round. There is a lot to get into because this fight went on forever. There's a lot to talk about in each round and a little bit of controversial scoring, possibly. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing. That way, in the next video is coming out, we're going to cover all the fights on this main card in this video. All right, let's get right into it so we can start talking about the fight. Because we also have to talk about implications after the fight. We got a whole bunch of stuff to get into. All right, so Allen comes out using the body kicks early, keeping tight 1-2 with Curtis out of range for the counter. Curtis overextends and Allen gets right back with the body lock. Curtis gets out after 2 minutes. So this first round showed that Allen had superior grappling ability when it came to getting the takedown, getting control, but not able to get the finish, right? This will play later. We will see. It will come back. Allen is finding the mark as Curtis closes the distance with the left hook and the right straight and avoiding the hook to the body. So early on, Allen avoided those hooks to the body that Curtis would throw by exiting, right? Backing up, being able to move away, and that quickness allowed him to avoid some of the damage coming back his way. Great round for Allen, staying disciplined for the most part. Looking at the striking numbers here, he outstruck him here, 22-13. Clearly his round, right? More striking landed, more damage done, more control. There's no argument that Allen won this first round. Second round. Allen is often getting backed up to the fence, which is the best spot for Curtis, right? Allen with the high guard is avoiding a lot of the damage coming up top, but he is opening up the body by doing that. Curtis is landing the left hand now. Allen has to keep firing back. When he does, he finds the mark. When he throws those longer exchanges, he will find the mark and he lands. Allen just keeps eating body hooks, landing hooks up top as he counters those low hooks to the body. This kind of fight back and forth in the slow pace is going the way of Curtis now, right? If you watch that second round, it looked like for sure Curtis was going to either get the finish in the third round or really put a beating on him for the next 3 rounds if Allen managed to survive. If you look at the striking numbers here, 46-29 in favor of Curtis. Clearly his round. No argument. 19-19. Let's go to the third round. When Allen stands his ground and fires out the 1-2, he's finding it. But when he backs up and gives Curtis what he wants, he's taking damage. So this is what the game he was playing. There's an eye poke during the exchange. Curtis takes it in the eye and looks like it was a punch. So the thumb hit the eye mid-exchange. It was mid-combo, too. It was not even a reach. It was mid-combo. Still an eye poke. Allen gets hurt, and he just keeps firing back at him and gets a takedown and gets a standing backpack. This round could have been bad, but Allen didn't wobble, right? Allen didn't wobble or drop, and it's just damage. Because of that one big shot, it's just damage. Allen had landed more to that point, and he had done more damage leading up to that point. And he gets a standing backpack, which is 100% offense, right? This is as close to a finish as you're going to get is with that 100% offense. He had 2 minutes of control time with it. He outstruck him when total strikes 31-23. Yes, that one big strike from Curtis appeared to hurt Allen, but if you watch it real time, Allen immediately stands his ground and starts throwing back. He did not wobble. He did not fall over. He did not go down to it. So striking numbers be what they are. 23-23, an absolute tie for significant strikes. Where do you stand? For me, it was probably the closest round, and the reason for it being the closest round was the fact that Allen didn't. Because take the commentary away. Take the commentary away where they say, "Oh, he's hurt," and just watch how Allen reacts. Yes, it looked like he hit him really hard. Curtis obviously did a lot of damage with that, but Allen landed plenty too. Curtis didn't react as big in his shots that he took, but he also had Curtis's back. Okay, I said it before, and he did outland him in total strikes, not significant strikes, but the damage was really close. Total strikes, close enough, but in favor of Allen. And then the grappling exchange is clearly in favor of Allen. So where do you go? If you gave this round to Curtis because you feel that one wobble carries more weight than the other ones, totally understand. I get that completely. You could have Curtis up here 2 rounds to 1. Makes total sense. Okay, that's completely fine. this third round wasn't as much of a turning point in the long run as you'll see with the rest of the cards or the scorecards here. But if you gave this to Curtis, totally understand. I gave it to Allen. I had him up 29-28, but it's damn close, right? This round is not cut and dry. First 2 rounds cut and dry, third round not cut and dry. All right, fourth round here. Allen is staying in the pocket too long, taking those big left hands. Curtis appears to hurt him, but Allen just gets right in his face again. Yet again, it's one of those moments where like Allen looked to have gotten hurt momentarily, but immediately like he doesn't react, right? He's not wobbled. Curtis pokes him in the eye. It was a momentary one. They'll say it was a punch, but the punch isn't what got into his eye. It's when he dragged the finger across the eye when he was coming back, and that's the pinky. Again, didn't make a big deal out of it. They didn't even give him time to recover. Allen shoots a double right into Mount and gets the back again. Nothing there. Allen shelling up and then lands a huge elbow backing Curtis up. So in this round, that shot had more of a reaction from Curtis than anything that Curtis threw at Allen. And whether you say that Curtis was just resetting or whatever, in that moment, it looked like he was hurt by it and had to back up and reset. Okay, Allen gets the takedown, gets the back body lock again. They get back, he gets the back, gets him out, landing a little bit of damage. This round went to Allen. Okay, 25-21 for total for significant strikes. Outlanded him, outgrappled him. Obviously, he did a better job in the exchanges. Curtis clearly did not win this round, okay, which is important because one of the judges, I know that one of the judges gave it to Curtis, so this might be one of those rounds. I haven't looked at the scorecards yet. So this clearly was not Curtis's round. It was Allen's round. That elbow outdid anything that Curtis landed on Allen, right? The damage for damage. There's one big shot from Curtis, one big shot from Allen, right? I'll take that all day. And then with all the domination when it comes to the grappling exchanges. Like, yes, you can say, oh, it's just positional dominance. He's not doing damage. He did do a little bit of damage when he got to Mount at the very end, but fine. But all other things being equal, you have to go to another qualifier, and it's the grappling. So, like, yes, we're getting into the nitty-gritty here, and we're splitting hairs, but that's what you have to do when the fight is close. I didn't think this round was particularly close. You either have it 2-2, or I have it Allen up 3-1. I have him up 3-1, 39-37. Last round's incredibly important on some people's scorecards. On mine, it was just Allen to stay alive. Curtis has managed to have a lot of success with the pressure in moments, but Allen then finds his spots. Allen shoots in, takes a knee, and gets the back and goes for a leg lock. They get back up. Allen really wants to get it on the ground. He did not look like he wanted to stand up in this round. Allen, despite being tired and battered, still managed to land a couple head kicks in this round, landing that right hand. Allen lands a right hand and then gets to the single, wraps up the body, gets the slam, takes the back. Curtis gets back up, and then Allen wants to sit again, but Curtis looks tired. Here's this thing. During this last exchange, so if you look at the striking numbers here, it's 21-13 in favor of Allen for this last round. I had Curtis winning this round till the last 15 seconds. Not kidding. I had him winning this round to the last 15 seconds. In the last 15 seconds, Curtis gets back up. It turns out afterwards we found out what happened. He hurt his hamstring. But you don't know that when you're watching it. And he just stands up and he's crumpled over. And then Allen lands a knee to the body, starts unloading on him. And Curtis looks like he's about to get finished. This is 100% optics. Like, I know what you're going to say, right? Those of you guys who is upset that this counts in because I had that little exchange gives Allen this round. It was closer to finishing Curtis than Curtis ever was to finishing Allen in this round. Okay, and the difference was 8 strikes. It's not so significant. Plus all the other positional dominance, whatever you want to call it. Just going off of what I could see, I had Allen winning this round. So I had him up 49-46. Here's the thing. For those of you guys who might be upset that Curtis is getting the short end of the stick yet again because of optics, I totally understand. Because with all of the information that we have now, seeing after the fight, you don't get to turn your scorecard in after the fight's over and like judging it after everything that you saw. You don't get to turn it in afterwards and be like, you know what, maybe I think that, it was his hamstring that was hurt. You have to judge it based off of what you saw in the round. Not what you see in between rounds, not what you saw at the end of the fight. So because of that, all we saw was Curtis crumple over in pain and Allen looking for the finish. If you don't think that was enough to swing it in Allen's favor, you can give Curtis this round. I don't think so. I think because of that exchange, you have to give Allen that last round. Now, looking at the scorecards, Eric Colon saw it how I saw it, right? Giving the first, third, fourth, and fifth rounds to Allen. I totally understand that scorecard. Derek clearly, he gave the second and third round to Curtis, the fourth and fifth round to Allen. So yeah, he had it even. I understand that scorecard. Now, for those of you guys out there, okay, Mike Bell had the second, third, and fourth round to Curtis. So remember what I said about that fourth round? Right? How Allen outstruck him, outgrappled him, outdamaged him, and I said there should be no argument here. So for those of you guys who hold Mike Bell in such a high esteem because John Anik said so, or whatever reason, I disagree with him a lot. And like it's almost like I can say that because I see his scorecard, like I see his scorecard at the end, I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to disagree with him. But I don't know what he was looking for. Maybe he doesn't like elbows. Maybe when people get into exchanges in the center, he doesn't think elbows do that much damage. I'd like to sit down and talk with him and kind of figure out what his thoughts are on the process. Because he seems like a guy who has a particular set of criteria that he's looking for when he's judging a fight. And I've said this before too. Just because I disagree with him doesn't mean I think he is making mistakes. It just means I might have a fundamental different interpretation of what damage is. Okay? And because of that, you're going to get different scorecards. So I think Allen won this. I don't think it should be like the split decision thing doesn't mean anything to me. Like I don't think it was particularly close in the end, right? All things being considered, I think moment to moment this fight was very close, but I think all things being considered, round by round, Allen won, and we should be talking about a title shot. Why that's important. We've got Robert Whittaker taking on, I'm looking for him in the rankings. I don't think he's in even in the 70 ranking. Oh, he is in the 85 rankings. Khamzat Chimaev. He's ranked number 11 for some reason. Okay. Khamzat Chimaev is facing Robert Whittaker coming up, right? So the winner of that fight is likely to get a title shot unless his name is Robert Whittaker. So this sucks. Robert Whittaker could get it because he's only had the one fight against Duplessis, and I think he could make a correction and come back and get that win. But I think there's less heat on the UFC side looking for that Whittaker title fight. I think they're kind of over Robert Whittaker being champion. I don't think he draws that much of attention. I think he's too much of a low-key guy, too much of a genuine human being to really push numbers for them. So I think them putting Duplessis up there, I don't know if Duplessis, they even planned on Duplessis being champion, but the circumstances kind of warranted him being up there, and then he got the controversial win there. So if you look at, Sean Strickland, is Sean Strickland going to get an immediate rematch? I don't know. So let's say Sean Strickland does get the rematch, just like let's bog it down. So let's say he gets a rematch and Israel Adesanya does not get the title shot. Okay, fine. So then Strickland and him fight again. I don't think that's going to happen, but whatever. Then you got, it could happen. And then you have Robert Whittaker taking on Khamzat Chimaev. So if Chimaev gets the win over Whittaker, which, is completely possible. It's completely plausible and total bullshit. I'm not going to be cheering for it. Like, that's absolute horseshit. The guy has faced nobody. He's taken years off in between fights, and then we're all supposed to get excited for him to get a title shot. I'm not. Okay, for those of you guys out there who've got this boner for certain fighters, like, that's fine. You can have your favorite fighters that never fight, and you want to watch them fight. Fine, keep them out of the title picture. They don't need to be in the title picture. Just let them have fun fights against good competition. Quit forcing them into title shots. Okay, it's going to ruin the division. We've seen it happen before. Look what happens. Look what's happening with John Jones in the heavyweight division. Don't tell me that you want that to happen to any other division. It's horseshit. So let's say Robert Whittaker wins. They might not be so excited to go fight Duplessis. So let's say Sean Strickland doesn't get the win against Duplessis, and now we're waiting 6 months after that, and then Robert Whittaker, they'll probably make Robert Whittaker fight somebody else. But let's say Chimaev gets the win. They'll probably throw him up there regardless if it's Sean Strickland, Duplessis, or Israel Adesanya. So they'll want to push him for the title, and he's fighting in a couple weeks here. So where does that leave Brendan Allen? 6 wins in a row against tough competition in this division. I think we've had Bruno Silva, Paul Craig, Chris Curtis, Andre Muniz, Christoph Jocko, all at the times being, Jacob Malkoun, that's a good win. And a bunch of finishes too. So yes, the Bruno Silva's an awesome win. Paul Craig is an excellent win, and Chris Curtis is being a top 15, top 10 guy consistently. So what do you do here? You're going to make him sit up? Like, I could see them saying he needs one more fight in here. So fine, put him against a Vettori, put him against a Cannonier, put him in there against one of the top 5. Do not give him another random top 15 fight. That can't happen. If that happens, it's total bullshit. Like, we don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see that shit. So you gotta have him put him against an Adesanya. That'd be a fun fight, but Adesanya probably ain't gonna take that one. All right, we spent 17 minutes talking about this first fight. Oh man, I told you it was gonna go a while. I'm sorry about that. Let's move on. Alexander Hernandez versus Damon Jackson. All 3 rounds, not the most exciting fight. In moments, a lot of point fighting type stuff. Hernandez missed weight by a ton. That's unacceptable. I forgot to highlight that one. Yeah, a lot. There's been a few weight misses this year. There's a few weight misses on this card, but 2 of them missed weight together. One of them got canceled. So they exchanged leg kicks, and Jackson gets the better of him. Jackson gets a body lock, but there's just nothing there. Then Jackson finally able to get the takedown with 30 seconds left, nothing doing with it, and just he won this round. He outlanded him 10-8. He had more control. He had 2 minutes and 35 seconds of control time. Easily his round, not the most exciting fight to watch. Second round here, the low kicks from Jackson are all that he's landing for the first 2 minutes of this round, with Hernandez darting in and out. Then he does land a left hand. Hernandez finding the mark with that right hand and sometimes a lead hook, but they just aren't staggering Jackson. Jackson, meanwhile, able to land more, even if they aren't hard shots. And then Jackson going for the takedown, used to get the standing backpack for the rest of the round. Hernandez had a good round here, and there were moments where you thought, like, okay, maybe this will be a stand-up battle and Hernandez can get this, but Jackson gets to the back, minute and 20 seconds on the back, and he's got this round too. I had him up 20-18. Last round, Hernandez landing the right hand right away, and Jackson goes down. Hernandez gets on top, gets mount. Jackson fights it off, gets on top, and then gets the takedown to coast and gets the backpack too high, but he falls off. This round was relatively close. Very safe way to end the fight from Jackson after getting tagged early in this round. Nothing that Jackson landed outdid the damage that he took early. He did outland him 9-5, but not enough to basically to almost being finished, getting knocked down like that, versus the grappling that they had that was, 219 to 221, almost identical. Hernandez did outland him in total strikes too. So I gave Hernandez this last round. Now, God, I want to keep moving, but we got to talk about this. Brian Minner, what I don't know what the fuck he was watching. gave the first and second round to Damon Jackson or to Alex Hernandez? How? How did he give the first and second round to Hernandez? I scored the last round to Hernandez. Everybody did. Derek Cleary, Junichiro Kamijo, and Brian Minner. Oh my God. It's the Wonder Team powers activate here. Good God. It's so bad. This is criminal. Again, I know I say that a lot, but it happens too many times. Like this is disgusting. 30-27. There is no argument that you can make that says Alexander Hernandez won that first round. The second round, maybe because of the striking was back and forth, you could maybe make that argument. I think it's a bad argument, but you could at least try to. This is a bad scorecard. Meanwhile, let's move on. That's a fucking horrible scorecard. No one's going to talk about it because the right guy won, but it should be discussed. That's horrendous. Let's see here. Let's see. Chepe Mariscal versus Morgan Charriere. This fight was fantastic. Marred by, again, a shitty scorecard from one of the greats. We'll talk about that. But excellent fight. If you did not watch this fight and you made it this far into my video and you're just here for reviews and stuff, go watch this fight. Serious. Go watch this. You will be entertained for 15 straight minutes. Go watch it. Mariscal gets some nice low kicks and then goes to the takedown, getting caught in a tight guillotine, having to give the back, and then stuck in the front headlock. Interesting from the European to be so good at grappling. It's just not their forte. Most European countries don't have, the Western European countries like France don't have the wrestling pedigree or grappling pedigree that the Americans or the Eastern Europeans do. Clinch work from Mariscal, pressuring in a good spot for him, but just not able to get the takedown. Mariscal frantic, looking for that takedown, those big lead hooks. Charriere intercepting with a stiff jab. Both these guys look really well conditioned early. The pressure and control makes a difference for Mariscal. He's throwing so much shit out there. I had him win in this first round. He outstruck him here 16-10. Yes, the grappling exchanges didn't exactly go his way the whole time, but he was in control of them more, even though he had to fight off that guillotine. But I gave this to Mariscal. I don't think you can't give this round to Charriere. Second round, Charriere able to keep the center and start countering the leg kicks with hard right hands and a nice kick to the body. Charriere landing a hard shot to the body. Hard shots to the body, coming over the top, staggering Mariscal, still eating those low kicks. So staggering him, that's important. Remember that. These guys are clean, throwing really nice shots. Mariscal landing a nice lead hook, and a couple times Charriere finding the mark to the body and rocking him, going up top to the body, again, bothering Mariscal. Charriere is doing a better job of rolling with the shots and then coming back with his own. So anything that's coming his way, he's rolling with them better. Yes, they might land and they might make a big noise, but he's moving with them and not against them. Charriere gets a takedown for a second, but they're right back up. Mariscal trying to land a Hail Mary to win this round. He should not. Looking at the striking numbers here, exceedingly close, 33-32 in favor of Charriere. But the big thing, remember, he hurt him multiple times in this round. He was visibly hurt multiple times. And had all other things being equal, right, say like Mariscal ended up hurting him, it'd be harder to judge this, but Charriere outstruck him, outdamaged him, clearly his round, 19-19 going to the third round. If Mariscal has the gas, he should go back to the clinches where he made it work. He did it in the first round. Mariscal throwing a long combo, Charriere moving the head well and finding the takedown. Holy shit, that was sweet. Charriere able to stay up on top for 2 minutes. Mariscal on top for a bit too. This ends this close round. Mariscal could have caught him with some of those shots, but I think he missed most of them. I don't know. These striking numbers don't look right. 23-6. I think they were in favor. Like this seems off to me. I'd have to go back and watch it again. Charriere landed plenty of strikes. I don't think he just landed 6. Had some good grappling. I had it 29-28 in favor of Charriere, but just barely when I was watching it live. If you gave this to Mariscal, I totally understand that last round. Could have went to him too. Again, we have to talk about the judging because there's a questionable scorecard here again. Mike Bell and Eric Colon both gave the first and last round to Mariscal. Totally understandable. I totally get that. I admit maybe I had not seen everything that Mariscal landed in there based off of those numbers, but I don't think those numbers are correct based off what I saw. They could be, and I could just be wrong. But we have to talk about Adelaide Bird here. Giving that first round to Charriere is criminal. That is bad. She gave it 30-27 to Charriere. There was nothing in that first round that said Charriere should have won it. Nope. Absolutely wrong. Incredibly wrong. All right, we got to move on. Here. Ignacio Bahamondes knocking out Christos Giagos. We talk about it for a little bit because I at least want to talk about this fight just to give him some attention here. Bahamondes really coming into his own, looking a lot more disciplined out there, utilizing his striking and his range, managing that stuff very well. The range management is just hard to get past. 2 spinning back kicks in a row and some follow-up seems to bother Giagos. Giagos gets his legs back under him, but he's still taking big shots, gets some of his own shots working, but he's just out of range for too many of them. The left head kick from Giagos, the left head kick and Giagos goes down. He's still with it, but the referee stops it. I think that's a good stoppage. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was an early stoppage. I think that was fine. And then the first fight on the card. Holy crap, this video has gotten long. Trevor Peek versus Charlie Campbell. Both guys kicking the legs early, almost like they're begging the other one to come into range so they can just uncork a huge right hand, right? Campbell's leg kicks are leaving marks, and Peek starts swinging his way in, gets to the body lock, gets a takedown, throws some hard GSP knees to the body. Peek's still a bit reckless with his pressure, able to land, but Campbell does a great job avoiding the big damage coming back at him. Campbell with the cleaner strikes and finding the target more often. If you look at the striking numbers here, that's exactly what played out. 27-19 in favor of Campbell. The grappling exchanges don't negate the damage that Peek took in this round, 10-9. Campbell, again, sliding out of the way of those rushes, leading to strikes up the middle like knees and uppercuts and tearing apart that lead leg of Peek. Peek gets overly excited, and Campbell takes advantage and gets the takedown and then gets to the back. Peek stands out of it, has a minute 15 left, lands some big shots as Campbell wants to clinch. Peek takes a couple big shots and then dives him across the cage. Get the takedown, gets it back. Peek stands out of it. Peek takes a couple big shots. Good grief. Campbell still managed to land more damage in this second round. My bad. If you look at the striking numbers here, it's 24-24, dead even. Campbell actually had more control time. Other things being equal, this could have gone Peek's way. I just felt like the damage went to Campbell. Peek might have landed the same amount of shots, but the damage went to Campbell in my opinion. Last round, Peek landed the right hand to the body and the left hook over the top. Campbell desperate for that takedown. Campbell finds the back. It gets a break. He's a much cleaner grappler in this fight, and that's what got it. Like, this last round did not have a ton of striking, but up until then, it was worth watching. I definitely recommend going to watch this one. Yeah, Peek just needs more time on the mat. So, like, real quick, let's just go look at the scorecards. All 3 judges had it the same way, 30-27 in favor of Campbell. Here's the thing. If Trevor Peek gets more time on the mats, I think he can improve I think grappling is a huge thing for him. He's going to need to be more efficient in his grappling. He doesn't need to be the best grappler. He just needs more efficient at it, and so he can punish people who are coming in. The discipline in his striking, yes and no. I think that it would help him, yes, but the thing is, if he takes away some of his craziness, that gives away what he was. So, I think Peek has a very high ceiling. Whether or not he's going to get to it will depend on how hard he works, which it doesn't seem like is too much of an issue, and then also who he works with, which could be a problem. So he needs to find get away from yes men. Yes, he got to the dance, get into the UFC, but he's clearly run into a wall multiple times now. He needs to up his skill game. Maybe take a couple months off here before even looking at a fight. Go back to the mat, spend some time getting more efficient with his offense and even his defense. All right, that's it. I know this video went long. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of stuff. That way you know the next video is coming out. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what you guys thought about the fights. Have an amazing week. Love y'all.